that is the story of like me. Um, I remember the separate. I remember saying I'm never coming back here again. I will never sleep another night in this place again. That night went bad too. And the reason why I left, because I kept saying, okay, something else, something else, something else. I got the person put their hands on me. They thought I was on the phone with somebody else, and I wasn't. I was praying to God, saying, "Hey, God, do you think I should stay or go?" And I just because I had my AirPods in, this person wanted to put their hands around my neck, um, and push me against the refrigerator. And I was like, I guess I got my answer. And then still, I was like, but And then somebody said, um, if you keep doing the same thing, you always get the same result. And I was like, yeah, bet. And then finally, guy was like, the person standing in front of me, and he was revealing to me he belongs to someone else. And I said, bet, I'm out. I said, I'll never come here. That's why I told him, you belong to somebody else. I'll never come back here again. Don't even ever have to worry about it. And that was it. It was over from there. And it took. I knew if in year 5 that it was not going well. Remember, you buying a house. You had a first kid. You had a second kid. That could take all of 5 years to be happy. And then the drama starts. And then the crazy starts. And then it's like a 7-year process for me to get out. So imagine you going through all that stuff. Now you got to start all over again because I was stay at home mother. So I've had a divorce. And I'm gonna have to do a part two. It's getting long. But yeah, absolutely. It's just I had to sit with myself and say, now will you be by yourself? Oh, you thought I was gonna be by yourself? Oh no, 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 no. I decided, you know, something that was said and he broke my confidence and he said something in front of his coworkers about our sex life. And it was so insulting. And I'm not gonna repeat it. But I was just like, okay, you wanna have friends? We gonna have friends. So I text the coworker. I was like, do you like me? Because I wanted to know, do you like me or whatever? It's like, no, you just cool, whatever, whatever. Because if you like me, I'm not gonna like talk to you, but I just wanted to talk to somebody about their opinion on what's going on as a male friend. Like, so I was like, okay, we're gonna do friends. We're gonna do friends. Yeah, so I started talking to him, and he got so upset and was like, if he tells a story to this day, I cheated on him with this guy. I'm like, this guy was talking about we, us, and all that. Like he could not wait. Like he was like the Ruth. I was like, what you mean the Ruth? I'm married, right? We are going to. I said, stop speaking French. It's no we. It's no we. So this happened for like 7 days, and finally, like, and I had a job overnight, and so for the overnight shift, um, we were talking and talking and talking. Somehow, my ex husband sees the phone bill. I was like, "You talking to this person?" But I was just getting to know him and just having long conversations. And he would just call me and was like, "What are you doing?" Like I don't know how he knew I was on the phone. He just knew I was on the phone. How do you know these things? I don't know, but he knew I was on the phone. I don't know how. I guess if you don't click over that whole, if you went straight to voicemail thing, I was really good at it when I was a kid. You was not beating me. They used to be, dude, like, hold on. I'd be like, hold on, click. Make sure if that thing does not do, that means somebody listening on the phone. I wasn't good at that no more, so he got me on the hold on, right? And I was like, it was it was it was a couple times. That was the second time another guy tried to pull me away. Another guy had like a major crush on me, right? And at work, and he was one of those people like I would dress nice and everything, and I would go to the real estate office, and we would have our morning meetings, and we had our huddle, and then all the guys in the room would just give me like a little eye, and this guy kept his head straight, okay, and he I thought he had no emotion. That's how psychos act. That's how psychos act. Baby, when I tell you he was like, I want what I want. I said, bro, what are you talking about? I don't know what it is about letters. I get letters back in the day. I'm sorry, story to story. But yeah, back in the day when I was in high school, this guy kept writing me letters even though I was with him. Like these guys been trying to take me from him forever, right? And I've been faithful. So with there was something that happened where I was finally getting tempted, and that right there was like, you don't have to be like, I learned from that situation that I mean, when I said that guy was worse looking than him, I didn't find uh like I wasn't like, no girls was like, oh, falling over my ex-husband, right? But then I found somebody worse looking at him, but like he was a very, I guess, capable man, and he had business ideas and things like that. But he was trying to become my business partner. He was trying to slide in, get in where you can fit it, and then so I learned from that week. I was like talking to him during the day and being with my then husband at night, and I was like, I feel like a cheater because even though I'm just having conversations, it was not even emotional though. It was it a little bit. I just felt fulfilled, and I knew something was missing big, big time because I was like, it's taking two of y'all to make me happy, and I'm not actually happy with who I'm becoming. So I was like, okay, that was a red flag. And I was like, would you ever go to Haiti with me? Because I've never been to Haiti. How you gonna go tell me your wife you're not going to Haiti with her? She's never been to Haiti. Like that's dumb stuff. Just dumb stuff. So the guy was like, I go to Haiti with you. I go to Haiti with you. I can tell my story. I can tell you what I did wrong. I can tell you where I learned and where I made mistakes. I can tell you that. So he was dealing with rejection from me because I just was like, we're not clicking. We don't talk. You keep going out with your friends. You're not home at night. You just leave. So it got to the point, I'm talking about my ex husband, where it got to the point where you come in the door. Well, I come in from doing like real estate or something like that, and like or daycare. I come in and then you leave. And then sometimes it overlap. And I was like, I thought you was leaving because I used to beg him to stay, and he refused to stay. So after a while, I was like, "Oh, I got a house to myself. I got to pay no more, like bills. Like this is my house." And then I was like, "Why are you still here? Why are you still here?" Because you're making it bad for us. I cook dinner and nobody sits with us. It's me and the girls. You're in another room. It was all this stuff. And anyway, I'm not knocking the person, right? It's just we're young and silly. I was 19 and he's 23. I didn't know about men, and I got played at the end of the day. All you had to do was not talk to me and I wouldn't even know who you were. So all these little games. So even when I had discussions trying to fix things and hash things out, the very next day was at retaliation. So it was just becoming overwhelming and crazy for me. So I had to get a divorce because I was in I literally would have took my life. I literally would have taken my life because it was that bad. I literally would have because it was just no, 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 bad, bad, bad. Make me feel bad about myself. Make me feel like a nothing shell of a person. There was a lot of emotional abuse, emotional manipulation going on, a lot of not talking to me, a lot of withholding money from me. Like every way you could get abused without putting your hands on me, he did, and then he finally put his hands on me. So I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. Like one thing you got to do is not ever touch me. So I was not dealing with that. So I was like, this is where it's going to head if I don't leave. And I'm going to end up in jail because I did something to this person because I'm getting sick of not, I don't speak up. So it's killing me, you know? And I just been through a lot, like a lot of, I got to take care of these kids, and then somebody make me feel like I'm not worth it because I can't keep up with them. They're like all over the place. And I'm not one of those people that's going to just keep cleaning. Like when you like smart and stuff like that, like cleaning is like, it's not like the house was dirty, but the kids are just kept going and going and going. I was just like, I'm so young, and I'm just like, why? I don't have something to do in life besides this. Like, I didn't want to. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to work. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom ever. I just wanted to go to work. I wanted to be something, and I felt like a nothing and a nobody, and somebody could tell me what to do at all times because they handle the purse strings. So I had to. leave out of that situation because it wasn't like an encouragement thing. And then it was like when I do something, like I started my own daycare, I opened it all the way up. Possible could we could have 20 kids there, and it will make me six figures, us six figures. I took my first check and I spent it on a family. So it was going in a positive direction, but things take time. And I'm getting, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you, da, 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 da," and I'm just like, oh my gosh, how, like, what else can I do? It just wasn't working. So, long story short, I left. And what did I do? I went on a trip and I didn't know where I was going to live when I came out back from the trip. And then I had the friend that I was telling you about. And I was like, do you mind if I get some kind of stay with you for a couple of days? Blah, blah, blah. Well, that turned into a whole thing. So I went from leaving a marriage, I think the trip was Tuesday to Friday, over the weekend. By the time I came back on Monday, I had a boyfriend. Huh? Dun, dun, dun. Yes. So, how to move forward after a divorce is not that. That led me, well, it was nice because I could decompress. And I remember leaving, like we would have a great time and like we'd be friends, and like I was like, oh, this is what a relationship looks like. We're friends, we're chilling, we go get a little something from IHOP. He was calling me a cheap date and all that. I was like, at least he's taking me out, you know? And um, what happened? So that happened for a couple of months, and I had just had decompressed. But I remember leaving him and bawling my eyes out and crying and crying and crying and crying. And I wasn't mad that I had left. I was mad that I lost my lifestyle. Not that I was with him for the money, but now I didn't know how to handle life on my own. There wasn't a lot of money for me, but it was bills paid, and he was taking that from me in a mean way. Like, but he was like, "Well, you're not together, so they got to take it away." I was like, "Yeah, but I don't get no time. I don't get no to acclimate." He just hit me with everything all like at the same time, it seems. So yeah, it was hard to take, but I knew I was doing the right thing, and I knew I did not want to be with him. And um yeah, I had to stand on my own 2 feet, and it was taking a while. So that relationship fizzled out after a couple of months. I didn't know him like I thought I knew him, and we broke up. He broke up with me. That's the only person that's ever broken up with me in life. I That's how bad it was. Like, I literally was a shell of a person because I was begging him to take me back. I was. I was like, no, I thought this was going to be, you think like, oh, I left the bad guy for the good guy and all this other stuff. And he was like, no. I was like, well, let's, try to reconnect one more time. Like, no. And then I got up and God told me better. I said I had a dream last night. God told me that I was going to get better. Better! Better, baby, better. That's it. Better. Who's that? Better. After all these years, this happened at 31. I was going on 32. Now 41 going on 42. I got the better. I didn't know it was going to take 10 years. I didn't know. But I mean, the good thing he says I made him believe in marriage and love again. That it could be. That was the good part. We had a good result as far as that. I thought I was gonna get the Brady Bunch. He got 3 kids. I got 3 kids. It was all getting along. First time we all got together, it was a mess. No, it was fun, but I think the reality of it hit him. Like, I can't afford all these daggone kids, and I was just rolling around in the grass having a good time. He broke up with me the next day, baby, and I didn't like how the girl had an attitude because her mom didn't like me. So I was just like, yeah, I did that already with this stepdaughter. I don't really want to do that again. So that's when I was like, I want a guy with no kids. And then they told me I don't deserve no guy with no kids. I got kids, blah 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 blah. I said, "Oh, all right. I guess that would be fair." And so I was like, "Fine, no kid, guys with no kids." Then they said, Why would you not give me a shot because I had no kids? Like I was willing to take your kid." I said, "Okay, fine. Guy with kids. I mean, guy with no kids is still qualified." And then this one comes along, right? Loves on me, there for my children, right? I love him. He's great. And we're gonna have more kids together, right? We have Emmanuel, and we're gonna have more kids. All right, that is it. So if you like dealt with that processing that I just did, right? I have something for you, okay? It is a guide from broken to becoming, right? From broken to becoming. If you want the guide, I'm gonna just send me a comment and I'll send you the guide. Okay. Yeah, comment below and I'll send you the guide. Comment the word guide, okay? And I will send you the guide, okay? For free. You don't gotta pay anything for it, all right? So that I'm gonna help you process your pain of your breakup or your divorce or whatever. And I thank you for listening and you have a good night. See you on the next one. Bye.